Welcome to part 9 of Hogwarts Legacy. Today we're supposed to meet with Professor Weasley and we'll see what it reveals.
Professor Weasley? Somewhere away from prying eyes.
Forgive me, the headmaster stopped me and Merlin's beard. I see you've wasted no time. Well done. Shall we?
After you, Professor.
Sure enough, it is the Room of Requirement that we are very familiar with from the original series.
This is the Room of Requirement. It only appears when one is in real need of it. Ordinarily, a student might stumble upon this room entirely by accident. If ever. I'd only planned to suggest to you how to find it by walking past that bit of wall, focusing on what you need. But you've managed to reveal the room on your own. While I'm here, we should take advantage of the moment. Now, where is Deke? He must have sneaked past and gone ahead.
Deke, Professor?
The house elf I was speaking to in my classroom your first day. Thought he might help you use the room once you found it. There's no chance I'm clambering over this mess. This presents the perfect opportunity to teach you Evanesco, the vanishing spell. You can cast Evanesco to vanish certain objects, such as these chairs and other things here in the room. I suggest you practice the wand movements first, then you can clear the chairs away.
Okay, let's get it. We're gonna learn Evanesco to make things disappear. Seems like we're learning spells left and right, and I'm all here for it. This is awesome. Let's get it.
Splendid. Now, cast Evanesco. Excellent work. You'll note that you are now in possession of Moonstone. We shall discuss its uses later. Let's move on.
This reminds me of the Room of Requirement in either Half-Blood Prince or Deathly Hallows, where they escape on broomsticks and the whole room is on fire.
Is that... Goodness. My old school bag. I wondered where that had got to. I can't believe it's still here. I'll just take a quick look at this. Give you an opportunity to explore on your own until we locate Deke.
Yes, Professor.
Alright, let's go explore this Room of Requirement. Got a little Jack-in-the-Box over there, a little creepy but pretty funny. Looks like we got more chairs to make disappear. There we go, we collected more Moonstone. Let's see how that comes into play, because we've been seeing it all throughout the world, and thankfully we've been collecting it, so I'm sure it'll help us create new things or something. Let's make our way up over here. We got a chest, and our gear slots are full, so we can't get what's in there for now. Got more chairs to disappear.
Hope this isn't as precarious as
And
it looks.
let's see what other secrets we find. It'll be interesting to explore this room more further. We'll see if we'll be able to.
No, not... that's not helpful, you worthless pile of tin.
We found a random bathtub and toilet here. Bit offended the room thought I needed a bath. Cheeky thing. That's a pretty funny note. Maybe that person was a little on the smellier side, but we got these cool lanterns now as they float above us. Reminds me of Chinese New Year's when you lift those paper lanterns up. But so much to explore here, huh? Just Years and years of stuff collected in one single room. That's crazy. That's crazy.
What was that?
The castle sure works in mysterious
Was
ways.
that a golden snake?
And we got more of these flowers that screech a little
Perhaps you
bit.
should
But
summon your wits
we'll
and
have to find a way out. Maybe pull this chest real quick. Got a little chair in the way though, but looks like we can accio this box and crawl through probably. So let's go do that. This is such a cool space to find out, and it's interesting that we don't find it ourselves, but Professor Weasley actually helps us to find it. I would have never thought that would happen, but I thought that was a cool added thing that the game did. So let's accio this box right here. Maybe break through. Doesn't look like we can. Or can we? I guess not. So might have to find another way through. Maybe on the other side. Maybe the other side we can break through. Or we can just ignore that for now. And find a way
Our
around.
house elf can find us in here.
Gotta find the house elf Deke that Professor Weasley was talking to at the beginning of the game in her office, and we'll see how he can help us out. And maybe we just found him right here. And there we go. I see him right in the middle over there, and perfect. We just found him. Hello, Deke.
Yikes, careful. Huh? Oh, there you are. Wait right there. Deke will come to you. Hello.
Ah, Deke, we've been looking for you.
Apologies, Professor Weasley. Deke was looking through some of what's appeared in the room since Deke was last here. Is this the student?
Indeed it is.
Deke is honored to meet you.
Deke has been a friend since I was a second year. We discovered this room together. I mentioned you to Deke. We believe that you might be able to benefit from this room like I did. Deke, would you be so kind?
Of course, Professor Weasley. The Room of Requirement will always be equipped for the Seeker's needs. It's unplottable, so won't appear on any map. Most happen upon it by accident, if ever. Deke's seen students in need of an extra file for potions stumble upon the room filled with them. You seem to have accessed it in its form as the Room of Hidden Things.
I was thinking about needing a place away from prying eyes. Brilliant.
Oh, that explains it then.
What I need specifically is a place where I can catch up on my schoolwork without distraction.
Well then, the room can provide you with precisely that. Now, it's time to focus on what you need. Just close your eyes. Imagine the room precisely as you need it. The room will do the rest.
Alright, let's go see this room transform into what we need. Let's get it, Deke. Work your magic. There we go. Starting to see it change. And let's see what it is that we need that the room will give us. Maybe we need a bath too, like the guy before. Who knows? Bit cheeky though, huh? I wonder if the room itself can cast Evanesco and make things disappear too. And if so, where does all the stuff go? Maybe to a different part of the world? But there we go. We got the nice, vibrant,
You've
and
given
bright
yourself
room.
quite a canvas to work with.
Beats the old doom and gloom this room was before.
I look forward to seeing what you do with the space. Ah, and it seems the room has provided you with a desk of description. Excellent. It can identify unfamiliar items of clothing. One should always understand the effects of anything in which one is clothed.
Alright, let's go check out this desk of description. And let's see if any of our gear have any magical properties. It'd
I
be
don't have
interesting
any.
to see how this plays
You'll
out.
find plenty of
in the
items of
game.
clothing that need to be identified. The desk will be an invaluable resource.
I imagine the desk of description will come in handy.
It will. I hope you'll take advantage of it. Now, I'll give you a brief lesson in conjuring. The room might not provide everything you need on its own.
Conjuring?
Yes, the magic of creating or conjuring objects. I'll teach you.
Awesome, here we go. We're learning another spell. That's 2 in 1 level. So let's learn this conjuring spell. Looks pretty cool. Looks like an upside down ribbon. Well, there we go. We can now conjure things. That is going to come quite handy.
Very good. When conjuring more complex objects, you'll need what's called a spellcraft. Spellcrafts are like recipes. They list the ingredients or resources needed to conjure a particular object. You should have acquired some for a potion station and potting table from tomes and scrolls in Hogsmeade.
I did. Where can I find the resources I need?
While resources such as Moonstone can be obtained throughout the Highlands, it's much safer and easier to purchase them. They can also be collected by vanishing objects in the room, such as the chairs you vanished earlier. In fact, you should have enough resources for now.
I see. Can I regain resources by vanishing something I've already conjured?
You can indeed. Quite perceptive. Why don't you give it a try? Go ahead and conjure the potion station and potting table. You should find both familiar, since they'll resemble the ones you've already used to study magical plants and brew potions in class.
Alright, so now that we know how to conjure items, let's go do so for some potting tables and a potion station. That should be fun. Let's get it. Hopefully we can just conjure potions here rather than in potions class at our own discretion. So let's move around and see where we can fit it. Here looks good, so I'll place it right over here. Let's now conjure a potting table. So let's move around and see where we can place it. And that doesn't look the best use of space. So let's see if we can rotate it and maybe put it right over here. Let's get it.
You can use these whenever you need to brew potions or grow plants. Presuming, of course, you've collected any seeds or potion ingredients you need in Hogsmeade or outside the castle grounds. Deek will be here to answer any questions you may have. Do not underestimate his insights.
Can you tell me a bit more about Deke?
He's been at Hogwarts longer than I have, and seems to know its every nook, cranny, and secret. We discovered this room together when I was a student. Deke has had a good deal of experience, both here at Hogwarts and at a previous post. I shall let Deke tell you more when he's ready, but again, you would be wise to listen to any suggestions he may have.
Can I use this type of transfiguration magic outside of the room?
Conjuring and vanishing are strictly forbidden elsewhere in the castle. We've charms in place to enforce that. It would be exhausting to reverse the errors in both judgment and magic. But the Room of Requirement has its own rules.
I will be sure to speak with Deke if I need anything. Thank you.
Good luck. I shall linger a bit longer in case you'd like to learn another transfiguration spell for use in the room.
And there we go. That's our first introduction to the Room of Requirements in this game. I know this room will come quite in handy. It sure did for Harry Potter and the gang, so let's make best use of it.
I'm ready for the next lesson, Professor.
Very well. First, you'll need to gather some Moonstone. You can acquire it by vanishing items here in the Room of Requirement, or you can gather it carefully outside of the Hogwarts grounds. Return to me once you've gathered enough, and we shall begin the lesson.
Like I said before, we have enough Moonstones that we've encountered throughout the world, so I don't think we have to find any more. So let's just go talk to Professor Weasley, and let's conjure more things up in this room.
I have the Moonstone you requested, Professor.
Good. Then we may begin your lesson. You can conjure more than potions and herbology tables. Conjuration can be used to decorate this space to your liking. Why don't you try it on the walls and floor?
I would like to teach you Wingardium Leviosa. It can be used to levitate objects for a short time. Once you've completed a few prerequisite tasks, do see me after class.
Okay, so let's go conjure up some wall decorations, 5 of them, and let's conjure up some floor ones as well. So let's get it. Alright, so here's the last wall decoration. We got some couple paintings, and of course we have the last one to top it up, a nice bright red phoenix. And now let's conjure up some floor stuff. So I placed some tables and chairs all throughout the corners of the room, and that concludes our floor decorations. So let's go talk to Professor Weasley and see what we got to do next.
I've conjured everything I can. What's next, Professor?
I think you're ready to take on alteration. The altering spell will allow you to customize any conjured item. You can change the colors, patterns, and styles of your furniture to suit your taste. Let's get started, shall we? Watch closely as I demonstrate how to perform the altering spell.
And here we go again, a third spell in one mission. That's crazy. So let's learn this altering spell. It's got an interesting shape. Looks like a backwards L, but I'm sure this will come handy in us customizing our room of requirements. Should be fun. So let's change the style of an item, the color of an item, and let's equip this altering spell into our wheel. And let's also adjust the size of an item. So let's go check it out. Pretty cool that we got the room of requirements. It looks like we can customize it to what we want to do and use it as our little experimentation room. So I want to change the color of this guy to maybe this white color, and I want to move it more towards the corner so I can use my space more efficiently and wisely. And there we go, it matches the wall, so I think I'm gonna set it like this. So you just changed the color of an item and are done with one of the 3 prerequisites. Maybe I can adjust the style of this potion station. So let's take a look around and maybe adjust it to a botanical potions garden, a small eclectic one, or a gothic one. I think I really like the botanical one, so we'll go with that. And the last thing we gotta do is adjust the size of an item. So let's maybe adjust one of these chairs that we put. I'm thinking of maybe doing different size chair. That way we can have one for Deke the house elf that's helping us out. So let's go change the size of this red chair, and let's make it elf size. So let's check it out. And having little problems changing it, but we made it smaller. You can see it right next to the blue chair. So let's go talk to Professor Weasley and see what we got to do next. Alright, so let's use the altering spell and change some of the balcony. So maybe that, or I'm thinking this bookshelf above us. So let's alter the bookshelf above us and see what would fit our style more. Got a botanical one, eclectic one, and a gothic one, of course. And I think we'll go for this eclectic one. So let's alter this architecture and see how it pans out. And there we go. That's a much different room of requirements than we had it at the beginning. So I kind of like it. Looks interesting. So let's move forward and continue on. And let's change the central floor, eclectic, and a gothic one. That's got the Slytherin colors on the gothic one. But I'm thinking the eclectic one's the one we'll go with. So looks pretty good and totally different from what we started with.
Professor Weasley. Professor Weasley showed Deke this bit of magic some years ago. Deke thinks you'll enjoy it. Come and talk to Deke when you're ready.
Professor Weasley said I should ask you about changing the room's ambience?
Of course. What sort of overall look most appeals to you?
Alright, let's go with one that looks like the moon. Let's see what Deke will do.
Oh, Sounds perfect.
Man, looks so nice and bright, and total 180. Looks nice and gothic. I kind of like it, but I might keep it, I might not.
Quite a difference. Of course, you needn't keep this style if you don't like it. You can always ask Deke to change it back. Now you have learnt a good bit about alteration.
Thank you, Professor. The room is full of possibilities.
Indeed. No matter how much time I spend here, the room always manages to surprise me.
Okay, let's check it out. The room's doing something. It's ever changing, so looks like we got more space. That is nice. So let's see what else we can do with the room. And let's see what else the professor tasks us to do. But crazy, the magic of this room of requirements, as we've seen time and time again throughout the books and movies.
An even bigger space.
How did that happen?
The room equips itself to your needs. It must have sensed that you needed more space to practice spellcasting. If you'd like to customize the space further, you can use these spellcrafts. You'll find more of them both inside and outside the school.
Thank you, Professor. I shall keep an eye out.
Good. I'll leave you to it. This is your space now. Use it wisely.
And there we go. We got our first taste of the room of requirements. Pretty cool, pretty awesome. And we learned a record number of spells, 3 to be exact in one mission. Super cool to see. So our next mission is to go talk to Professor Fig, and let's explore more of the map chamber that we discovered before. So we'll see you there at Professor Fig's office. I find it awesome that the room of requirements acts now as our base. So let's go talk to Professor Fig now and see what's up.
You're back.
Finally. Minister Spavin talks more than he listens. Ranted on and on about rogue dragons. Wouldn't listen to a word about goblins. Speaking of which...
Listen, Professor. So much happened while you were away. Nearly Headless Nick asked me to get some rotten roast beef from the kitchens.
Rotten roast beef?
Yes, I thought it was odd too. But then we took the roast beef to Sir Podmore of the Headless Hunt, and...
You met the Headless Hunt? That must have been interesting, to say the...
Yes. And then I had to find Richard Jackdaw's head in the pumpkins so that he'd tell me about how he died.
Who on earth is Richard Jackdaw?
He was a student here long ago. Anyway, he told me about a secret cavern. I went there, and right next to Jackdaw's skeleton, I found the missing pages.
You found the pages?
I did. And because Jackdaw had followed the map they contained, when I found the pages, I found the location on the map. Believe it or not, it's a room below Hogwarts.
Why am I not surprised? Shall we?
I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, and we'll need to bring the book.
Should be jaw-dropping for Professor Fig when he sees the
The
map
room is
chamber.
called the Map Chamber, by the way. And a portrait of Percival Rackham awaits us there.
Professor Rackham. I look forward to meeting him. How did this Jackdaw get the pages from the book?
Evidently, Peeves stole them, and Jackdaw stole them from him.
Oh, Peeves.
I truly believe that the only thing under Hogwarts would have been the Chamber of Secrets Salazar Slytherin created as one of the founders of Hogwarts.
The both of you. Keep your wits about you.
So let's go to the map chamber and see what the professor has to say now that we got the book.
To think it was beneath us all this time.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Professor. We had the same exact thought on this being beneath us. But let's go find the place to set the book, and let's go talk to Professor Rackham from earlier, who was here in the painting in the map chamber. So let's go set this book down and call Professor Rackham.
This looks promising.
Okay, just like the room of requirement, you can never underestimate magic on a room, because we can see it transform time and time again. I am just awestruck by everything that's happening in this storyline of us seeing ancient magic. It truly looks like stars and constellations in the night sky.
A map. There's Hogsmeade. And over here, the Forbidden Forest. And, of course, Hogwarts. It's magnificent.
That is so beautiful to see. I truly thought it was constellations, but looks like it's the map of the area around the castle.
If only you were here to see this.
That must be tough to lose your wife that quickly, but at least he's carrying on her legacy.
Professor
So
Rackham.
let's go
We've placed
talk
the
to
book on the
Professor
pedestal, as
Rackham.
you asked. And this is my mentor, Professor Fig.
How do you do, Professor Fig? And you, my young friend, see now why you needed to return with the book?
I do. I also see why you refer to this room as the map chamber.
That you have come this far tells me that you possess extraordinary magical ability, the potential and power of which will unlock should you prove yourself worthy. The location of each of 4 trials will, in time, appear on the map. Trials that will test you and give you access to invaluable knowledge. Trials that you must complete on your own. Do you recall the pensive memory you viewed in my vault in Gringotts?
You and your friend Charles spoke of the port key, and of trials you'd created for one who could see traces of ancient magic.
Precisely. Charles is another of the Keepers, a designation we gave ourselves centuries ago, in light of the knowledge that we have been bound to keep hidden. Until perhaps now.
So, the passage from your ruins to Gringotts, everything in the vault, the restricted section, finding this room, none of these was a trial.
They were an important part of the journey, but they were not trials themselves. The fact that you have come this far, however, bodes well. The trials were designed to ensure that the power and knowledge we have kept secret for so long does not fall into the wrong hands. They will test your abilities, both innate and learned. But of equal importance, everything you witness as you complete the trials will inform what you choose to do with all that we share. You will need patience. The trials have much to teach you. It will take time.
I'm afraid we don't have the luxury of time.
We have waited this long, Professor Fig. Surely a few more.
Respectfully, sir, while I do not know the secret you keep, I do know that our young friend here has seen traces of a powerful dark magic being wielded by goblin kind. And we encountered an uncommonly powerful goblin wielding such magic as we prepared to leave your vault at Gringotts. We may already be too late.
This is grave news indeed. Young friend, do you trust Professor Fig?
I do.
Then, in the light of your considerable skill and all you have already accomplished, we shall begin. You will find the location of the first trial marked on the map below you. Whilst Professor Fig may assist you in locating the trials, they may be completed only by one with our ability.
Shall we have a look? I know that tower. It's not far. You may have seen it yourself.
It looks familiar. Perhaps your young friend is more well-traveled than you might think.
As your mentor, the least I can do is go ahead to make sure it is safe. Join me as soon as you can.
You said that you know that tower. What can you tell me about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. I've passed it dozens of times. It's north of Hogsmeade. My recollection is that it seems abandoned. Clearly, however, The tower conceals more than meets the eye.
I'll find you at the tower as soon as I can.
Until then, be careful, and do not tell anyone where you're going.
Alright, so we got to introduce Professor Fig to Professor Rackham and to the map chamber. So this is a good point to stop the video, and in the next one we'll continue the story. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.